Alright everybody, if this works, this has potential to be the silliest iron farm in existence. Up he goes, across, and into the water. There it is! Into the void with you! And then he goes back there, and then he travels around, goes back down, ready for him to go again. I send him again. Up he goes. Into the villager range. And another golem! This is so stupid, but it works. Ah, yes. I'm so happy with this. Alright, hello there you beautiful you. I'm here with you again to talk about iron farms this time, but this time more in depth. I hope that intro there wasn't too silly for you and threw you off, but this video is about showing you a few cool designs of iron farms. I have a few right here. Some of them work, some of them don't, so I left the ones that also don't work so you can see what the design of a failure looks like, and maybe this video is going to help you think about your own designs, because there is very simple things that you need to know about an iron farm, and I'm gonna do my best to try and explain those tiny little quirks that you do need to know in order to make an iron farm to work. Okay, so the first design that we have here is one that I am personally using myself on my survival series that you totally should check it out after this video, of course. And it works fine. It is, for the most part, a very self-correcting system. For example, if it goes offset, let's say you are far away and then you load only half of the farm on your view distance. Once you get closer to it, the timers on this machine here are set that even if only half of the farm starts producing as soon as you get closer, it will reset itself to its original state and spawn 4 golems on each module. Now, I'm going to explain to you something basic about an iron farm. We're going to go back to the design very soon, but all that you need to understand about iron farms is A, villagers need to sleep, villagers need to work, hence their workbenches like right next to them. And villagers, they need to talk to one another, and then they need to find a threat. They see the zombie and they go like, oh, we need an iron golem. Have you seen an iron golem lately? And if the answer is no, they're gonna start gossiping about the need of an iron golem. If the gossip-o-meter reaches its necessary, percentage, in this case 100%, then they're going to attempt to spawn an iron golem. However, there is a cooldown. There's a cooldown based on how long has it been since any of these villagers here have seen an iron golem. If the cooldown hasn't reset yet, then they won't attempt to spawn an iron golem again. That is why you need to take the golem away from them as fast as possible. The fastest you can take the golem away from their presence into their killing chamber, the better. Of course, they have a detection range. The golem doesn't need to be right in front of them. If the golem is as far as standing on top of this, that right there won't produce any iron golems anymore. The golem needs to spawn and fall away from the villagers sufficiently down. I think that's around 15 blocks, 20 blocks. The bottom line here is get the golem away from the villagers as far away as possible and kill the golem as fast as you can. So that's all you need to know. They need to sleep, they need to work, the golem needs to spawn, and then the golem needs to shoot away from the villagers as far as possible. So if you want to make your killing chamber a bedrock level, that's up to you. I won't complain at all. And of course, you need to make so that there is no spawning spaces for the golem to spawn anywhere else but in the water. So you can do that by using, you know, slabs, fence poles around here. So the golem will only try to spawn in the full block that is right here. So no spaces here, no spaces anywhere for the golem to spawn except on top of the water. If you don't know how to spawn proof, then I mean, that's a subject for another day. But spawn proof everything and you should be fine. Also, protect your villager's head. If a lightning strike on top of them, they will become witches and then your iron farm is dead. There we go. You are secure. Your iron farm is also secure. The one problem that I see with this iron farm is that when the golems are falling down, they might just overlap and bounce on one another, and that can cause sometimes for the golems to bounce so hard that they land here. So if you want this to be fail-proof, just, you know, make a barrier all around, going all the way up, and then it's gonna be pretty much fail-proof because they're gonna have nowhere else to fall but in here. Now, this iron farm is running on a clock. The signal shoots up, activating this zombie scare right here, the zombie jack-in-a-box, and then it goes up again, same deal. This is the only spacing platforms for the golems. And then they scoot along all the way here. The configuration of the beds, you see that the heads of the bed are pointing towards where the villagers are going to stand. That's because if the villager don't have access to the head of the bed, he can't find the bed. Doesn't matter that the bed is right in front of him. If he can't have access to the head of the bed, he won't attempt to sleep. So make sure that they have access to this block of the bed. So you can see that this simple design here works just fine, and it produces many irons per hour. I remember that on my testings, on my personal testings on my server, on my survival world, it produced around 2,000 iron per hour, which for my needs, for my personal needs, 2,000 iron per hour is pretty much all I'm gonna need, especially because you can just AFK, or maybe you build one of this and go take care of your base, go terraform, go build more of your base, or go do something else. As long as this is in loading range, you're gonna keep producing iron golems. And as far as I know, yeah, see what I mean? One just landed there, one probably just bounced on the way down here and landed on the edge. So if you want this to be fail-proof, just, you know, do what I said. And the size of your iron farm is just always going to be how much iron that you need. So this design here, it works, but it's not exactly very efficient because the zombie do almost three passings around this area here until an iron golem spawns. So there is not really a necessity for that many passings, but these here would be sufficiently away that you could make 2 modules of this. You could just make 2 modules side by side and have, you know, 2 golems spawning, and that would be pretty good. That would be probably more than the average Minecraft player would need. And what I have here for you is the telltale of a failure. This took very long to make, and it's a very expensive and lengthy to make failure right here. The villagers are not sufficiently, they are sufficiently apart from one another, but the golem spawning area is not. So a golem spawns here, those villagers right there can detect the golem here, and same for each of the spawning platforms. So if there's a golem here and those villagers there detect them, then even if they feel like they're in danger, even if their gossip meter is full and they would spawn normally an iron golem, since they recently seen an iron golem here, they won't attempt to spawn the iron golem anyways. And this has been the problem this iron farm, because it has 4 modules, but only 1 module have been spawning iron golems at a time, maybe sometimes 2, because there is a distance between this one and that one and that one and that one. So sometimes, very rarely, 2 can spawn, but that's very rarely. We have here an iron farm that is pretty much the same as that one. However, I spaced the modules out quite a lot, and I made those out of very inexpensive materials, so like anyone can really build this. You can see there are not many rails here, there are not many power rails here, so that's going to be very inexpensive even if you just started Minecraft, because there's very little use of power rails. You usually can make normal rails by the bunch using very little resources, so even if you have one as big as this, it's not going to be so expensive to make this many rails, especially if you already have mined for hours for your initial resources. And the concept of this one is pretty much the same as that other one. The villagers see the zombie going around, it gets slowed down by the water, so the villagers have enough time to realize that there is danger here, so that their gossip goes all the way high and they feel the need that they need an iron golem. They have to be sufficiently scared to spawn an iron golem. This is why there's water here to slow it down, and then there's water here to make the zombie go away as fast as possible to stop scaring these villagers so that they resume their work or their sleep and go to the next module. I have another slowdown here to make sure that those villagers' iron golem spawning timer have already reset, so that they will try to spawn a golem again. So if it happens so that you don't spawn a golem, then you might need one extra delay here possibly. However, this farm here has been very little instances in which I never got a golem. More often than not, I tested this version a lot, and pretty much 99% of the time I get a golem every single time the zombie gets close to the villagers. Very reliable, and also I made it so that it is a centralized collection system. So all of the items will always be at the very center of your farm. You won't need 4 separate modules collecting your iron if you do it in this way. Of course, this is not a requirement. You can collect your iron in any which way you want. If you want to make one collection system per tower, go right ahead. You don't need the water, you don't need any of this. This is just the way that I decided to make it. This is the whole point of this video, is to try and teach you that making your own design of an iron farm isn't that hard, okay? It's not that hard, as long as you know what you're doing, which is also the point of this video, to try and teach you what to do. And hoppers are very iron consuming, so if you're looking for an iron farm because you need more hoppers, then maybe you don't have that much iron to begin with, and you already spent iron on rails and all that, so you might end up just needing a centralized storage system for to start, or maybe just make a smaller one to begin with, right? Then there's the smaller size right there, which is just a tiny little cute iron farm, just for like, you know, baby players or just starting, don't feel like building something like that, you just want some iron golem spawns. You don't need iron golems all the time, you just need to stop mining so much after iron. Then you can definitely make a tiny one like that. And then I decided, how can I go full stupid? Then, well, I decided to make this. Yeah, how can I make it a design that A, not efficient, B, spend way too many resources that it's actually worth to do. Like the diamond blocks here just for comedic effect, but I mean, you know, slime blocks, and you know, you need to make this whole contraption to make the minecart go up, which is like, if you don't know redstone, you're probably already not going to do even the first design that I made down there. You're definitely not going to make this one. However, I wanted to make a silly design that pretty much works, which then I came up with that one. And I didn't test this prior, but I'm so happy that it worked, because I'm bad at redstone. I'm bad at redstone, but I managed to make this after trial and error. I managed to make that elevator. And the beautiful thing, it spawned in the wrong place. I forgot to spawn proof it. No, I forgot to spawn proof this thing. You see? No, I'm so dumb. Alright, ignore that. Okay, just ignore that. That's a silly project, as I mentioned, and of course I forgot to do something because that's me we're talking about. I need a husk. I'm using a husk on this one because the husks don't burn on sunlight. If they would burn, then you would have to have like a rooftop for your husk at all times. Sorry, for your zombie. So in daylight, your zombie wouldn't burn. So this is why I'm using a husk here, because husks don't burn in the sunlight. And should spawn in the water. There it is. Back down it goes. I put this here just to slow down the husk even further. So he goes around and then he might just bop in here and fall in water. That's going to slow down his travel a little bit. And then going down, assuming that this would be active at all times, he would do this. He would immediately go up again. And Iron Golem again. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Yes, it did it. I almost thought I would need more, more timing. Apparently not. Apparently works, which is great. I hope you have enjoyed my silly projects over here. Wait, hang on, this is too dark. Much better. So, you beautiful you, I hope I have inspired you to create your own design of iron farms. Also, if you don't want to build your own design, well, I just showed you 5. I don't recommend the last one. Please don't build the last one. Just don't do it. You're gonna do it, aren't you? I'm also leaving this world download in the description of the video, assuming that you want to download and check the iron farms up close by yourself. If you like the video, please subscribe, ring the bell, like this video, you know, help out the channel. It's kind of hard to grow on YouTube when you're such a small channel like me, so I'm really counting on you to you know, help me out a little bit. And I'll hope I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye. See ya. Bye bye. Hang on, let me. Bye. I'm with the villagers. No, I forgot I right-clicked this. Oh, okay. Oh, don't bug it. Don't glitch. No.